Am I the asshole for refusing to say grace at a restaurant? I'm genuinely torn on this, because what felt like a small boundary to me turned into a very uncomfortable situation, and now I'm being told I was rude. My partner, 21F, and I, 21M, were visiting her parents for a few days. While we were there, they invited us out to lunch to meet my partner's sister's new boyfriend and his parents for the first time. This was supposed to be a casual, friendly meet and greet. Nothing serious. We met at a local pub-style restaurant. Let's call the boyfriend's dad Tony. When we arrived, we all did the usual introductions and sat down. I ended up seated between my partner and Tony. The conversation was pleasant and normal, people asking about jobs, school, where everyone's from. Exactly what you'd expect when meeting new people for the first time. Eventually, everyone agreed to order coffees, and a couple of people also got desserts. Everything felt relaxed. Here's some important context. I'm not religious at all. I'm an atheist. That said, I'm very respectful of religious people. I genuinely believe everyone should be free to practice whatever faith they choose. My partner's family is Christian, and they've always been completely chill about my lack of belief. When they say grace at home, they don't expect me to participate. I usually just sit quietly, put my head down, and wait. There's never been an issue before. So back to the restaurant. The coffees and desserts arrived, and before anyone took a sip or a bite, Tony suddenly said something like, "All right, let's say grace." Without much hesitation, everyone started reaching for each other's hands. I quietly placed my hands in my lap and lowered my head, planning to do exactly what I always do, sit respectfully and stay out of it. That's when Tony reached over and physically grabbed one of my hands out of my lap. I gently pulled my hand back and said, "Oh, sorry, I don't say grace. I'll just sit quietly, don't mind me." I truly thought that would be the end of it. Instead, Tony leaned closer, reached around me, put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Then I'm going to do this." Before I could even respond, he said a quick grace while holding onto my shoulder. Then after finishing, he looked directly at me and said, "And we're going to change that." As in, change me. That comment really crossed a line for me. So I replied, "Yeah, good luck with that." Was it the most respectful response? Probably not, but I was caught off guard and genuinely uncomfortable. At that point, my partner and her dad were both looking at me with apologetic expressions. It was obvious they knew the situation was awkward and that Tony had overstepped. I mentally checked out for the rest of the lunch. I was annoyed, embarrassed, and honestly kind of angry. All I could think about was how differently that interaction would have been received if I had said something like, "We're going to change that," in response to them saying grace. Later, when I told this story to a few people, the reactions were mixed. Some said I was absolutely the asshole, and that the polite thing to do would have been to just say grace and get over myself for the sake of peace. Others agreed with me and said I shouldn't be forced to participate in a religious practice I'm not comfortable with, especially when I was already being respectful. So now I'm questioning myself. Reddit, am I the asshole for refusing to say grace at a restaurant?